most of you know, there's a presidential race going on, and we're going to discuss some of the more important issues facing our country today.
Stick with us, and in this video, you'll learn something.
Remember, there's a mock election next Monday, October 29th. It's going to be a fun time.
Obama's plan for reducing national debt consists of two things. First of all, he's going to cut spending, but he's not going to cut it as dramatically, because if we cut all of our spending, our government just won't function. He's going to cut part of the defense because he's going to have a smaller, leaner, more efficient military. He's also going to reduce inefficiencies and fraud in government. And the other part of it is he's going to, by taxing the upper class slightly more, by more it means that these are the rates that we had before Bush. So we did fine during that time, so we think that Obama thinks that they can pay a little bit more because a staggering national debt is not something that we can afford.
Romney has a proven track record of balancing budgets and cutting government spending in both private and public sectors. Not only would Romney do this, but he would create a stable government, one that will last, one that Obama has not been so far creating, and that's why you should vote for Romney in 2012. This November 6th is a choice election. Election between a man who has experience in the private industry and the public sector, creating jobs for America. That man is Mitt Romney. The other candidate, Barack Obama, is currently presiding over a 7.8 unemployment rate. That's not good for America, and that's not counting the millions who have dropped out of work and stopped searching for it. Mitt Romney has experience in the private sector, like I just said. He has created millions of jobs for Americans all across the nation. And like I said, Obama has a 7.8 unemployment rate. That's not good, especially for people coming out of high school and people even today looking for jobs. Right now, the employment crisis for young people is even higher. This is not what we need for America. We need strong jobs, jobs for now, jobs for in the long run that will stay and create high-paying jobs.
Obama has inherited a very tough situation. When he came into office, he had employment up incredibly high, over 10%, and over the course of the last 4 years, he's cut it down under 8%. His plan for the future to encourage job growth is, first of all, to lower the corporate tax rate so that businesses have more money to be able to invest in new workers. He's going to hold down student loan rates so that students coming out of college aren't going to be drowned in debt. He's going to encourage vocational trade schools, because a country where everyone has bachelor's degrees, it's not going to work well. You need to have people who are trained in highly skilled jobs like welding and other things like that. He's going to invest in infrastructure. He's going to invest more in high-speed internet, because everyone knows how hard it is to run a business if you have to be on dial-up. He's going to invest in high-speed rail so we can more efficiently get our produced goods around our country. He's going to invest in a better electrical grid so there'll be less waste in the system so that companies won't have to pay as much. And he's also going to invest in roads and bridges, because for a company to succeed, they not only have to persevere and be given the opportunity to, but they also have to be in a country that has a system that allows them to move forward and progress as the world progresses.
The President of the United States takes his role as Commander-in-Chief very seriously. The President feels that more defense spending is not the way to go. He believes in a leaner military that protects the interests of our country. This is what the Joint Chiefs of Staff has suggested, and this is what the President believes in. Mitt Romney, on the other hand, wishes to increase defense spending by $2 trillion, something our nation's military leaders do not want and say we do not need. This would put our country into even more debt. The President is a proven leader, not a cheerleader on the sideline. The role the President believes in is a deadline for American troops to be out of Afghanistan by 2014.
Romney's policy for foreign affairs is that he wants to increase military spending to give America the strongest military it possibly can have to protect America. He wants to hand Afghani positions and control of those positions over to the military commanders that know what's best for this country and its soldiers, and aims to have troops out of Afghanistan by 2014.
Governor Romney states that he is a pro-life Mormon. But really, when you think about it, and I mean if you really think about it, is it pro-life to deny certain Americans their rights, the most basic rights of just getting married, simply because he does not approve? In my opinion, and most importantly President Obama's, that is very un-American and undemocratic. President Obama says that there is no difference between a so-called traditional family and maybe a family that America does not deem so traditional. A vote for Obama is a vote for love. Thank you.
Hello. Today I'll be talking about Governor Romney's stance on same-sex marriage. Governor Romney's stance is simple. He does not support same-sex marriage. Romney believes that marriage should be between a man and a woman. In addition, Romney does support equal rights for gay people, such as in the workplace and in society and schools. Hello, this is Boston, representing Mitt Romney on his views of abortion. In the beginning of Mitt Romney's career in 1994, he stood pro-choice in theory. After becoming governor of Massachusetts, he was presented with the law of fetus farming, a type of abortion that is creation and development of a precious, innocent, newborn fetus for the purpose of later killing it for research or for the harvesting its organs. After seeing this heinous act, future President Mitt Romney changed his view to pro-life. Mr. Romney believes that life begins at conception. When President Romney gets in office, future President Romney, when Romney gets in office, he will oppose all abortion throughout the country, except with rape, incest, and the life of the mother. Thank you.
When it comes to abortion, Obama's stance is very simple. He believes that women should have the right to choose what they do with their body. He doesn't think government should tell them what they can and cannot do. He's not trying to impose his religion, saying that it's sinful. He's saying that it's their body, they can choose.
He will keep the current tax on the wealthy. Romney doesn't believe in raising taxes on anyone in this bad economy. Raising taxes, like Obama has proposed, would be devastating for anyone, and it's not what we need. Instead, we need to cut down the size of the government that has burdened the United States of America and our generation.
Obama's tax policy is significantly different than Romney's. One of the major tenets of Obama's is to allow the Bush-era tax cuts to expire for people earning $250,000 or more. People earning that kind of money, they're doing pretty well. They can afford to pay what they paid before Bush was president. He also proposed the Buffett rule, which what it means is that if you're earning $1 million or more, you're going to pay 30% taxes on that income. Because people who earn that much generally have huge deductions that they take because they can afford lawyers to settle them out. And he's also going to maintain or even lower taxes on the middle class. In his presidency, he's cut taxes for middle-class families by an average of $3,600. That's money they didn't have before, and it's even more money if they have a child in college. What Romney is planning on doing, on the other hand, is he is not going to maintain tax rates. He's going to cut all tax rates across the board for wealthy people and the middle and lower class by 20%. He's going to eliminate the estate tax and the capital gains tax. These are taxes that you're not going to see them as a middle-class family. These are taxes that the rich will see more. The capital gains tax is how he earns his money off of investments. He says he's going to close loopholes to make it all balanced, and it just doesn't add up. During his time as president, Obama has implemented some health care reform, mainly as in the Affordable Care Act, or also known as Obamacare. Some major parts of it are the 80-20 rule, which says that at the very least, 80% of the money paid into insurance must go to health care. That means that they can't make too much of a profit and they can't spend too much on administration. It also says that you cannot discriminate against people with pre-existing conditions. This is good because it will eliminate a huge amount of the medical bankruptcies in this nation. Right now, currently, it's for people who are 19 or below who can't be discriminated against, but by 2014, it will be all people. one part of it is the insurance mandate, which requires people to have insurance. This is actually modeled directly after Romney's plan for Massachusetts. The idea behind it is that if someone doesn't have insurance and they go bankrupt, they're passing off the cost of their care. It's going right to the taxpayers, right to your insurance. So it's just making sure that people either know that they're taking this risk or that they're avoiding this burden on the American people. And it allows all people to stay on their parents' health insurance plan until they are 26 years old. So when you're right out of college, you don't have to worry about getting health insurance right away. This is going to help students who are burdened financially from student loans. It should really help the young people be able to get the economy moving. And also, it requires that all preventative care is covered under your health insurance plan. This should improve the cost of health. It should improve the cost of coverage, and it should prevent a whole lot of disease and sickness in our country.
On the issue of health care, Romney will repeal Obamacare because it gives too much power to the national government in favor of giving more power to the state government and letting them choose individually what's best for their people.